For decades, public media has been a public-private partnership. A recent executive order from the White House represents a direct attempt to interfere with our work. Learn how you can help protect public media at boisestatepublicradio.org/funding.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector, Idaho Daily News. Good morning, I'm Julie Luqueta, and it's Monday, May 12th. Today, we'll give you details about a new group of people granted refugee status by the Trump administration, a first in U.S. history. Idaho is among a handful of states welcoming the new refugees this week. We'll also go over a lawsuit against Simplot seeking millions in damages for a pipeline leak. But first, a look at a local health district's ongoing conversation on, vaccines. That's today on The Connector. Thanks for dropping in. In the past year, Central District Health, which services Ada, Boise, Elmore, and Valley counties, has delivered more than 4,600 immunizations to prevent everything from influenza to measles. Late last Friday, the district's Board of Health heard a lengthy and sometimes emotional debate on whether to discontinue one of those vaccines for COVID. George Prentice reports.
Patients who access Central District Health depend on things like wellness checks and vaccines because they're often without insurance or a family doctor. Between July of 2024 and April of this year, the district has administered over 300 COVID vaccines. And that's something constituent Sydney Buffington told the board should absolutely continue.
Please do not deny this vaccine. That's the first line of defense. And please do not erode the trust in public health.
What followed next was a series of presentations to the board from out-of-state COVID vaccine skeptics like Michigan-based biologist Christina Sparks.
This is about the fact that this genetic vaccine technology is not safe.
But Dr. Alejandro Necochea, chair of the Idaho Medical Association's Public Health Committee, urged the board to beware of what he called a resurgence of anti-COVID vaccine campaigns.
The presentations are more effective in bamboozling the audience rather than educating.
After an animated discussion, the board voted 4-3 to table the issue. COVID vaccines will still be available for now. George Prentice, Boise State Public Radio News.
The Trump administration has granted refugee status to 54 Afrikaners, white descendants of mostly Dutch colonizers of South Africa. Idaho will be the final destination of some of these new refugees. They are expected to arrive in the U.S. today on a flight coming into Washington, D.C. The local chapter of the U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, based in Twin Falls, will help them get settled when they first arrive. This is the first time Afrikaners are accepted as refugees under an executive order signed by Trump in February. All other refugee admissions have been halted. The South African Ministry of International Relations called Trump's order, quote, entirely politically motivated, saying Afrikaners were among the most economically privileged in the country. The Capitol Press reports an Idaho ranching couple is suing Simplot, alleging one of their pipelines spilled phosphate on public grazing lands, poisoning their cattle and harming their business. Lynn and Glenna Rasmussen from Grace, Idaho, are seeking $280 million in damages. The plaintiffs say Simplot underestimated the amount of toxic material that was spilled in 2023 along the company's 86-mile pipeline connecting Smoky Canyon Mine to their facility in Pocatello. They say the spill contaminated water sources the ranch depends on. The ranchers also named the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Environmental Quality as defendants in the lawsuit, alleging the agencies colluded to protect Simplot. The Capitol Press reports the state agencies declined to comment on pending litigation. That's your Connector on Monday, May 12th, 2025. Thanks for listening. So we are a publicly funded organization, and you might have heard the news that federal funding through the Corporation for Public Broadcast is under threat. We are very proud to bring you thoughtful programming, deeply reported news, and diverse local content. If you value this service for yourself, for your family, your friends, and your community, please consider checking out protectmypublicmedia.org. You'll find information on how funding works and what you, at your scale, can do to support and protect public media across the country. Thank you so much. And thanks for listening to Boise State Public Radio. Our general manager is Tom Michael. Our news director is Sasha Woodruff. Lacey Daly is our digital strategy manager. And I'm Julie Duqueta, filling in for George Prentice. I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.